Police reports on the case declare the crime took place on October 15, 1993. Says there are 3 suspects, all found with DNA evidence on my lifeless body. Carelessly poisoned, left limp on my own living room carpet. The murder weapon smashed to bits by my fingertips. Each one no less insane than the next. They decided to temporarily place them in De La Haye Criminal Psychiatric Hospital until further investigation. Here they remain, being questioned by Dr. O'Donnell until proven guilty or innocent.
Thomas Garber?
Tom?
So, Tom, tell me what happened that night.
I had just gotten off work. I went to the bar down the street. There's always a crowd over there. For some reason, this one man caught my eye.
I see here you seem to have a family history of mental disability. Would you care to talk about that first?
Sure. I had a bad childhood. My dad left my mom and I before I could remember. She tells me he was a schizophrenic. My mom was a drunk. There wasn't a time where I didn't see a drink in her hand.
I see. So, I take it you practically raised yourself.
The only relative in my life that I've known who wasn't in any way abusive was my Uncle Max. But he ended up ODing when I was 17. A reported suicide. When I sat next to him, I couldn't help but notice his dark clothes adding contrast to his light hair. I'm not usually the type of person to spark a conversation. Not the biggest people person, but I wanted to know his story. We ended up talking and had a few drinks. Eventually we headed back to his apartment. He has a first edition Spider-Man comic that he wanted to show me. This book being in dark clothes. We almost got hit by a car crossing the street, but I guess it wasn't my time to go yet. Just his. I spilled my drink all over his carpet, so I went under the sink to find something to clean it up. Saw a big bottle of rat poison, which evidently I used as the murder weapon. The next thing I remember, he was lying lifeless on the carpet. That's when I called 911 to turn myself in. I grew up in a bad atmosphere, but I never was subject to that life. But I guess it had to show itself at some point.
Bennett Shapiro? It says here Sky Clark has not 1, but 3 civil harassment restraining orders against you. Is that correct?
That's correct. 300 yards from stated personal belongings.
But you were there that night.
I was having a drink, playing some pool. I didn't know she was there until later.
What's the infatuation with her? Tell me how it started.
I met her at that same bar. 5 years ago. We were together for 3 years. And then had she done? You know, a lot has changed since then, since that moment. Since that moment I first saw her, I couldn't unsee her. Everything she's ever done is just engraved into my mind. I can't get enough of her. I will never get enough of her. I see her, and I just implode. She's created this ginormous hole in me, and I can't even try and get out, because every time I do, I just fall in deeper and deeper. I believe they were seeing each other. I mean, I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with her for some time. But even just seeing them together, I overflowed with jealousy.
Sky Clark. Sky, tell me about your night of October 15th.
I went to my favorite bar. I go there every week, hang out, go around and try to spend as little money as I can on drinks. You know what I'm saying? He bought me 5. We went back to his place. I wasn't looking for anything serious, so I left as soon as he fell asleep. I went to the mini mart on the corner, then went home and watched a movie before bed. There's probably surveillance footage of me at the mini mart. Cross my heart and hope to die, I'm not lying. I didn't do it.
Time of victim's death unknown. No solid alibi. I think you...
No alibi? Are you kidding me? I didn't do
A
it.
trail that tried to be concealed upon my initial unlawful deed, resulting in my grim demise from the luscious nectar of the berries of the devil himself. The police reports I was talking about stated it to be aggravated murder, which allows the sentencing to be heavier due to the masking of my previous crime. The forensic toxicology report says the victim slain by a mere sip of Vipera single malt scotch, with a dash of Atropa belladonna, a plant with foliage and berries highly lethal, a kind aptness of shutting down or deranging one's parasympathetic nervous system. Found symptoms of persons in that poisoned state: sensitivity to light, blurred vision, headache, flushing, severe dry mouth and throat, slurred speech, hallucinations, delirium, convulsions, and death, just to name a few.
Tom, listen to me.
I'm listening.
You're innocent. Police reported to me last night that there's eyewitness evidence that you never went to the victim's apartment. You made it up, Tom.
What? What do you mean?
You suffer from delusional disorder. Different from schizophrenia, this allows you to live fully in your delusions for months at a time. You were seen at the bar having some drinks and a pleasant conversation with him, but that was it. You were back at your apartment by the time the murder even happened. The victim was indeed poisoned, but not by rat poison. You'll be transferred to a psychiatric hospital until further notice. We just want to help you, Tom.
No. No, I did it. I'm sorry, I did it. I killed him. I saw him.
Bennett, because of your confession, they're sentencing you to life with eligibility of parole after 30 years. Aside from your original confession, police have found no hard evidence against you. They've decided to let you go with 100 hours of court-ordered community service and 100 hours of court-ordered therapy sessions with psychologist Dr. Hahn.
Told you I didn't do it.
Whether it's being booked for a psychiatric condition that 0.2% of the Earth's population suffers from, getting locked up for ungratifying true love and false negatives, or slipping right through the corrupted fingertips of the law, all three defunct suspects await their undivulged future. The murderess, she who must not be turned aside, a diabolical genius, has opportunely covered up her tracks once again.